Hey folks, welcome back to Only Best Fancy Novels. My name is Robin and today I want to talk about Chimes at Midnight, which is like the seventh book in the October Day series by Seanan McGuire. And this series just continues to escalate. Like every time I think I've seen the worst that she can, every time I think that she can't possibly outdo what she did to Toby in the previous book, she just escalates things even further in the next one. And this book is just no exception. Like these books are already written to be like high octane action thriller kind of stories, and it's just crazy to me how she can manage to just keep one up in with each installment. Like this book is no different when it comes to that trend. So I don't know how much more of this my heart can handle with this kind of intensity. So let's see. Anyway, what is Chimes at Midnight even about? So someone is flooding San Francisco with goblin fruit, a drug epidemic that's already claimed the lives of multiple changelings. Left with no recourse to stop the tide, Toby turns to the Queen of the Mists, despite the blatant animosity that exists between them. So it probably comes as no surprise that Toby subsequently becomes exiled from the Kingdom in the Mists, given 3 days to leave on pain of death. But the thing is that a lot can happen in 3 days, and there are some secrets in fairy that can certainly change things dramatically. So that's kind of the gist of where we're going with this book. Like this is officially at this point, this is officially one of the most exciting, entertaining urban fantasy series I've ever read. I think I have it maybe top three, maybe top five. I never actually sat down to rank them, but definitely very high up there for me at this point. Like I said, these books are already written to be like these high octane action thriller kind of stories, and it's just crazy how well Seanan McGuire understands that particular assignment. And that's before we even combine in the mystery component in, because these books they're just like fairy is fairy. It's just rife with mystery. It's just rife with secrets. It's just rife with a lot of inexplicable stuff, and it's all baked into here. In all the best ways possible. Like there's always another mystery, another secret, another pivotal moment that will dramatically change everything we think we know about how this world works. And in this particular installment, Seanan McGuire unleashes all of those. And even as she does that, she also introduces some seeds for some new stuff. Like there's new characters that are introduced. There's new things that are hinted at and teased that is just going to absolutely come up again in the future. And given the pattern now that we're so many books in, we know Seanan McGuire is not going to sleep on those for very long. Like they are going to come into play in the story before too much longer. And of course, there's the continual evolution of the mainstay characters of the series. Like every book, they change, they evolve in some new way. Maybe as they discover something new about themselves, or they discover something new about the world, or their place in it, that kind of thing. And this book is no different. Like obviously, there's power creep and all these kind of things that characters go through with these kinds of stories, and this one is no different when it comes to all of that. It all, like I said, it all results in a very high octane action adventure, because once these books start going, they never relent. There's always a tight deadline. There's always quite a bit of danger. There's always quite a bit of suspense, and of course, when you're 7 books in, you're already invested in the series. And the other thing that Seanan McGuire really uses effectively to really drive home a lot of that tension and that intensity is just it's just the way she leverages her world building. Like at this point, the world that she's imagining is very lush compared to some other urban fantasy. Like it's really fleshed out. There's quite a lot of things that have been introduced, quite a lot of creativity that she can draw on. And in this book, she doesn't really introduce anything new so much as she just leverages what's already been there to just really give us a extremely exciting story. To just incorporate it in ways that just make things very exciting and really raise the stakes. Because of course, these books aren't what they are unless our main character suffers tremendously. And it seems like with every book, she just puts Toby more and more through the ring, and this book is no exception. Absolutely no exception when it comes to that. Like the stakes are as high as they can possibly get with this book. So like it's just ridiculously compelling how intense these books can be. Usually when I pick up one of these, at this point especially, I assume that I'm going to just read it in one sitting, because once I get hooked, it's very hard for me to put these books down. So at this point, I just wait for a block of, when I know I have a block of time now, that I can just sit and read straight through. So that tells you all you need to know about what kind of story these books deliver. So all in all, just another banging installment in the series. I've really been enjoying the series to date, and yeah, October Day just continues climbing higher and higher up in my, like, when I think of my favorite urban fantasy series, it just keeps solidifying its place at right up there for me. So yeah, if you're a fan of the urban fantasy, the fantasy mystery kind of genre, don't sleep on these. Give them a try, and especially, and as these series typically work, try the first couple books and see how it goes from there for you. So yeah, another exciting installment. I'm even more excited to see what will happen in the next book, because obviously she's gonna outdo what she did here, which I already think was pretty incredible. So a very exciting series overall. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Chimes at Midnight. If you made it this far into the video, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.